One Indian Girl, a fiction written by Chathen-bhagat. Part 1. What do you mean, not enough rooms? I said to Arjit Banerjee, the lobby manager of Goa Marriott. See, what I am trying to explain is, Arjit began in his modulated, courteous voice when Mom cut him off. It is my daughter's wedding. Are you going to shame us? She said, her volume loud enough to startle the rest of the reception staff. No, Mom, just a shortage of 20 rooms. You booked 100. We had only promised 80 then. We hoped to give more, but the Chief Minister had a function. And what do we tell our guests who have come all the way from America? Mom said. If I may suggest, there is another hotel 2 kilometers away, Arjit said. We have to be together. You are going to ruin my daughter's wedding for some Sarkari function, my mother said, bosom heaving, breathe heavy, classic warning, sign of an upcoming storm. Mom, go sit with Dad, please. I will sort this out, I said. Mom glared at me. How could I, the bride, do all this in the first place? I should be worried about my facials, not room allocations. The boy said, arrives in less than 3 hours. I can't believe this, she muttered, walked to the sofa at the center of the lobby. My father sat there along with Kamala Bua, his elder sister. Other uncles and aunts occupied the remaining couches in the lobby. A Martha takeover of the Marriott. My mother looked at my father, a level 2 glare. It signified, will you ever take the initiative? My father shifted in his seat. I refocused on the lobby manager. What can be done now, Arjit? I said. My entire family is here. We had come on the morning flight from Delhi. The Gulatis, the boy sighed, would take off from Mumbai at 3 p.m. and land in Goa at 4. 20 hired Innova would bring them to the hotel by 2. Checked the time, 2:30 p.m. See, Mom, we have set up a special desk for the Martha Gulati wedding. Arjit said, we are doing the check-in for your family now. He pointed to a makeshift counter at the far corner of the lobby, where 3 female Marriott employees with permanent smiles sat. They welcomed everyone with folded hands. Each guest received a shell necklace, a set of key cards for the room, a map of the Marriott Goa property, and a wedding information booklet. The booklet containing the entire program for the week, including the time, venue, and other details of the ceremonies. My side will take 50 rooms. The Gulati needed 52, I said. If you take 50, Mom, we will only have 30 left for them, Arjit said. Where is Suraj? I said. Suraj was the owner of Moonshine Events, the event manager we had appointed for the wedding. We will manage last minutes, is what he had told me. At the airport, Arjit said. My father ambled up to the reception desk. Everything okay, beta? I explained the situation to him. 30 rooms. The Gulatis have 120 guests, my father said. Exactly. I threw up my hands. Mom and Kamala Bua came to the reception as well. I told Sudarshan also. Why all this Goa business? Delhi has so many nice bucket halls and farmhouses. Seems like you have money to waste, Kamala Bua said. I wanted to retort, but my mother gave me the mother look. They are our guests, I reminded myself. I let out a huge breath. How many from our side? My father said. Mehta family has 117 guests, ma'am, Arjit said, counting from his reservation sheets. If we only have 80, that is 40 rooms for each side, I said. Let us reallocate. Stop the check-ins for the Mehta right now. Arjit signaled the smiling ladies at the counter. They stopped the smiles and the check-in and put the shell necklaces back in the drawer. How can we reduce the rooms for the boys' side? My mother said in a shocked voice. What else to do? I said. How many rooms are they expecting? She said. 50. I said. Call them now. They will readjust their allocations on the way here. How can you ask the boys' side to adjust? Kamala Bua said. Abarna, are you serious? My mother looked at Kamala Bua and me. But how can we manage in only 30 rooms? I said and turned to my father. Dad, call them. Sudarshan, don't insult them before they even arrive. Kamala Bua said. We will manage in 30 rooms. It is okay. Some of us will sleep on the floor. Nobody need to sleep on the floor, Bua. I said. I am sorry. This screw up happened. But if we have 40 rooms each, it is 3 to the room with so many kids anyway. It should be fine. We can manage in 30, my mother said. Mom, what is 4 to a room? While the Gulatis will have too much space, let us tell them. No, my mother said, we can't do that. Why? They are the boys' side. Little bit also, you don't understand? I didn't want to lose it at my own wedding. Definitely not in the first hour of arrival. I turned to my father. Dad, it is no big deal. His family will understand. We are here for 6 nights. It will get too tight for us, I said. Dad, of course, would not listen. These 2 women, his wife and sister, controlled his remote. For once, both of them were on the same page as well. Beta, these are norms. You don't understand. We have to keep them comfortable. Girls' side is expected to adjust, he said. I argued for 5 more minutes. It didn't work. I had to relent and do what the girls' side need to do, adjust. You and Aditi take a room, my mother said, referring to my sister. Let her be with her husband. What will Jiju think? I said. Anil will adjust with the other gents, Kamala Bua said. Over the next 20 minutes, the 2 women sorted the extended Mehta family comprising 117 people into 30 rooms. They used a complex algorithm with a criteria like the people sharing the room should not hate each other. Warring relatives were kept in different rooms or be potentially attracted to each other. Mixed gender rooms were avoided, even if it involved people aged 80 plus. Kids were packed 5 to a room, often with a grandparent. Kamala Bua, herself a widow, dramatically offered to sleep on the floor in my parents' room, causing my father to offer his own bed and sleep on the floor instead of course. Arjit kept saying that they would put extra bed in the room, but how can you compare sleeping on an extra Marriott bed with the Punjabi Bua's eternal sacrifice of sleeping on the floor? I am happy with the roti and achar, Kamala Bua said. It is the Marriott. There is enough food, Bua, I said. I am just saying. Can you please focus on the reallocations? We all need to be checked in before the Gulatis arrive, I said. In the middle of this chaos, I forgot what I had come here for. I had come to change my life forever, to do something I would never believed in my whole life. to do something I never thought I would. I had come to have an arranged marriage. Here I was, lost in logistics, guest arrangements, and buva tantrums. I took a moment to reflect. I will be married in a week to a gay I hardly know. This gay and I are to share a bed, home, and life for the rest of my life. Why isn't it sinking in? Why am I fighting with Suraj on chat instead? Me, major screw up on rooms. Suraj, not cool. Suraj, sorry, really sorry. Political reasons. Tried, really. Me, what else is going to get screwed up? Suraj, nothing. Indigo from Mumbai just landed. We are ready to receive guests. See you soon. I went to the Mehta Gulati check-in desk. All my family guests had checked in. Some did grumble about sharing a room with 3 others, but most seemed fine. Mom said that the grumblers were the jealous type, the relative who couldn't stand the fact that we had reached a level where we could do a destination wedding in Goa. The supportive ones, according to Mom, were those who understood what it was like to be the girl's side. Do not use this girl's side and boy's side logic with me again. I don't like it, I said. Mom and I were sitting in the lobby, ensuring that the staff readied that special check-in desk for the Gulatis. Can you stop waving your feminism flag for a week? This is a wedding, not an NGO activist venue, my mother said. But I know you are paying for it. Still, beta, protocol is protocol. It is a sexist protocol. Did you figure out your parlor appointments? Aditi also want to hair and makeup all 6 days. I love how my mother can throw another topic into the conversation if she doesn't want to answer me. Of course she does, I said. Now go change, Mom said. What? You are going to meet the boy side in jeans and t-shirt and look at your neck? Again you said boy side. And what is wrong with my neck? There is no jewelry. Go change into salwar kameez and wear a chain from my jewelry box. I have just arrived. I am working to settle the guests in. Why am I expected to doll up? Is the boy expected to dress up right after he gets off a flight? My mother folded her hands. When logic fails, she does this, brings both her hands together dramatically. Strangely, it works. I relented and stood up. She handed me the key cards to her and my room. I went to her room first. I took out a gold necklace, the thinnest and least hideous of them all. Why am I agreeing to this? I wondered, even as I wore it. Maybe because I failed when I did things my way. All the women's empowerment and feminism bullshit didn't really take me anywhere, right? Maybe Kamala Buva and Mom's way was the right way. I went to my room. 4 huge suitcases were crammed in the walking space in the corridor. 2 giant bags belonged to my sister, who had essentially packed a retail store's worth of dresses for herself. I opened one of my suitcases, took out a yellow silk salwar kameez with a slim zari border. My mother had told me no cotton this week. I undressed. I looked at myself in the mirror. My wavy hair had grown and now reached my shoulders. I looked slim. The 2-month diet before the wedding had helped. The black La Perla lingerie I had purchased in Hong Kong also gave a little lift here and a little tuck there. Expensive underwear can make any woman like sexy. A little voice in my had said. Some men in the past had called me sexist, but they could have been biased. Why am I always a hard on myself? Why couldn't they have genuinely found me sexy? Well, it didn't matter now. I would be undressed in front of a new man soon. The thought made me shudder. I walked closer to the mirror. I saw my face up close. It is all happening. Radhika, I said out loud. Hi, I am Radhika Mehta and I am getting married this week. I am 27 years old. I grew up in Delhi. I now work in London at Goldman Sachs, an investment bank. I am a vice president in the distressed debt group. Thank you for reading my story. However, let me warn you. You may not like me too much. 1. I make a lot of money. 2. I have an opinion on everything. 3. I have had sex. Now, if I was a gay, you would be okay with all of this. But since I am a girl, these 3 things doesn't really make me too likable, do they? I am also a bit of a nerd. My sister Aditi and I went to school together in Delhi at Springdale's, Pusa Road. She is just a year older than me. My parents wanted a son for their firstborn. When Aditi came, they had to undo the damage as soon as possible. Hence, my father, SBI Narayana Vihar branch manager Sudarshan Mehta, decided to have another child with his homemaker wife Aparna Mehta. Sadly for them, the second was also a girl, which was me. It is rumored that they tried again twice. Both times my mother had an abortion because it was a girl. I confronted her on this topic years ago, but she brushed it off. I don't remember actually, she said, but I am happy with my 2 daughters. You don't remember 2 abortions? You will judge me, so no point telling you. You don't know what it is like to be without a son. I had stopped asking her after that. In school, Aditi Didi was 100 times more popular than me. She was a girl boys had crushed on. I was the girl who stayed to wear spectacles in class 6. Aditi Didi is fair complexioned. I am what they call wheatish in matrimonial ads. Why don't they call white skinned people rice-ish? We look like the before after picture in the fairness cream ad. I am the before picture, and of course Aditi Didi started dieting from age 12 and waxed her legs from age 13. I topped my class at age 12 and won the Max Olympiad at age 13. Clearly she was the cooler one in school. People either didn't notice me or made fun of me. I preferred the former. Hence I stayed in the background with my books. Once in class 10, a boy asked me out in front of the whole class. He gave me a red rose along with an Archie's greeting card. Overwhelmed, I cried tears of joy. Turned out it was a prank. The entire class laughed. As he squeezed the rose and ink sprayed across my face, my spectacles protected my eyes, thankfully. That day I realized I had only one thing going for me: academics. In class 12, I was a school topper. I ranked among the top 5 in Delhi, which, come to think of it, was a major loser-like things to do. Unlike me, Aditi Didi had barely passed class 12 a year ago. However, she did win the unofficial title of Miss Hotness at her farewell. In some ways, oh well, in every way, that was a bigger achievement then topping CBSE. Have you heard about the insane cutoffs at Delhi University? I am the kind of student that goes them. I scored a 98% aggregate in class 12. Then I joined Sri Ram College of Commerce or SRCC. People say it is one of the best colleges for nerds. At SRCC, I realized that I was nerdier than even the regular nerds. I topped there too. I never bunked a class. I hardly spoke to any boys. I made few friends with bad school memories. I wanted to survive college with as little human contact as possible. I finished college and took the CAT for MBA entrance. As you can guess, nerdy me hit a 99.7 percentile. I made it to IIM Ahmedabad. In contrast, Aditi Didi had finished her graduation from Amity University the year before and wanted to get married. She had two criteria for her groom. One, the boy had to be rich. Second, well, there was no second criterion really. She said something like she wanted to be a housewife and look after her husband. Fortunately, rich Punjabi men in Delhi who can't woo women on their own are only too happy to oblige girls like her. Aditi Didi married Anil, owner of 3 sanitary ware shops in Paharjang and 2 Honda CR-Vs. They had their wedding the same year I joined IIMA. You should also get married soon, Didi had told me. There is a right time for a girl to marry. Don't delay it. I am 21. I said, I haven't even done my master's yet. The younger the better, especially for someone like you, she said. What do you mean, especially for someone like me? She never explained. I guess she meant for someone as nerdy as me, or as wheatish as me, or someone whose breasts weren't the size of footballs, as Punjabi men prefer. I joined IIMA. I finally found nerd heaven. Everyone studied, and just when you thought you had studied enough, the institute gave you more assignments. My mother called on a regular basis, primarily to discuss her favorite topic. Start looking at boys. At least Anil's circle has many good rich guys. I am not going to marry a man from the circle of sanitary ware shop owners, Mom. Why? My mother said, genuinely confused. You know what? I am not getting married for several years anyway. Forget it. I have class now. Bye. I finished with IIMA. Overachiever me had a job offer in day 0, the prime slot for recruiters. I got an offer to be an associate at Goldman Sachs, New York. The job paid an annual compensation of $120,000, 48 lakh rupees a year, 4 lakh a month, Mom, I told her on the phone. I heard nothing in response. Most likely she had fainted. My father had never crossed a third of this amount in his 25-year career with the State Bank of India. Are you there, Mom? How will I ever find a boy for you? She said. That was her prime concern. Her 23-year-old daughter, who grew up in middle class West Delhi, had cracked a job at one of the biggest investment bank in the world, and all she cared about was its impact on her groom aunt. Stop it, Mom. What boy? Who wants to marry a girl who earned so much? If the boy earned less, he won't consider you. If he earned more, Why would he marry a working girl? I have no idea what you are talking about, but I am moving to America. I have a great job. Can you save your melodrama for another time? Your father wants to speak to you, she said and passed him the phone. Goldman Sachs, America. No, he said. My room phone rang, startling me back to reality. I am in Goa, not IIMA. I reminded myself. Where are you? The Gulatis are 10 minutes away, my mother said. Oh, I am here, Mom. In my room. Are you dressed? I looked in the mirror. Yeah, almost. Come down fast. What are you wearing? The yellow salwar kameez, sari border. Silk? Yes. You wore a chain? Yes. Come then. Hey, remember me? I heard a voice behind me. I turned around. Brijesh, I said to my husband-to-be, hi. I didn't know what to do next. Should I look shy? Should I giggle? Should I give him a hug? Like an idiot, I shook hands with him while he adjusted his black rimmed spectacles with his left hand. Unlike how he would looked in the Skype calls of the past few weeks, he was thinner, his white kurta and blue jeans hanging a bit on him. His neatly combed side-parted hair made him look like those schoolboys whom teachers first asked to become prefects. I smelled strong aftershave. I was in the lobby. The boys' side had arrived. They crowded around the special check-in desk. The hotel staff brought in trays filled with glasses of coconut water. I made them get the coconut water. It wasn't part of the package, Suraj told me. He was trying hard to compensate for the room's disaster. He gave me a printout of the week's plan. I glanced at it. Radhika weds Brijesh. Day 1. Arrival. Check-ins. Briefing. Relax in resort. Day 2. Goa Darshan. Tour for elders and children. Bachelor's party for Mr. Brijesh Gulati at Club Cubana. Bachelor's party for Miss Radhika Mehta LPK at 8 p.m. You have organized buses for the bachelor's parties? I said, yes ma'am. The buses will be there at 7:30 at the front entrance. I read further. Day 3. Bhajan and Puja in function room 4 p.m. Day 4. Mehendi. Day 5. Sangeet in function room 8 p.m. The choreographer is here for the Sangeet practice? I said, no ma'am, he will arrive in 2 days. He said that is enough time for practice. I looked at the itinerary again. Day 6. Wedding at the Grand Ballroom and the main lawns. Day 7. Checkouts and departures. Suraj handed over the other sheets with details about each function and venue. Sorry about the room's goof up, madam. Everything is under control now, he said. Suraj had just left them when Brijesh came up behind me. This place is beautiful. Great idea to have a wedding in Goa, he said. His accent was 90% Indian and 10% American. From a distance I saw my parents at the Marriott entrance, greeting Bridget's parents and their relatives with folded hands. I focused back on Brijesh. Thank you. I always wanted a destination wedding, I said. Awkward silence for 10 long, slow seconds. What are we supposed to say to each other? Should I break the ice? Should I say, hey, we can officially start having sex in a week? Shut up, Radhika. Shut his fuck up. You look. Bridges paused, searching for an apt word. Beautiful. Could you do not better, Mr. Groom? Stop it, Radhika. I scolded myself. Yeah, stop it, Radhika. I have to tell you about this bad habit of mine. I have this little person, this inner mini-me, who keeps chattering about every situation or person around me. Sometimes this mini-me overwhelms me so much I have to think hard to remember what just happened. Thank you, I said. Thank you, Brijesh. And what sort of a name is Brijesh? Can it be more unfashionable? Radhika, you are going to marry a gay called Brijesh. You will be Mrs. Brijesh Gulati. That is terrible. Okay, stop it, Radhika. He is come a long way. He is a nice gay. That is what matter, right? Yellow look nice on you, Brijesh continued. Actually, yellow sucks on me. That with my famous wheatish complexion. I wore this because mom wanted a sunflower in the lobby when the Gulatis arrived. Okay, he is trying. Thanks, I said. Say more, you stupid girl. Your kurta is also nice, said. Could you be more stupid? Hello, beta. A man in his early 50s, along with his wife, came up to me. They seemed too authentic to be complete strangers. It took me a second to place them. All right, they were my in-laws, Mr. Adarsh Gulati and Mrs. Sulojana Gulati. Radhika, behave. Don't say anything stupid. Be like mom. Be like Aditi. What would Aditi Didi do? She would touch their feet. I bent down. I touched the feet of people I had only skipped twice in my life, but who now deserved my total respect. My parents had met them several times, of course. Dad told me they were nice people. Nice people? How does anyone figure out nice people? Are there any nice people in this world? See, my mind won't stop chattering. Ever. How was your flight, uncle? I said. Just 1 hour from Mumbai. Not like Brijesh, who has come from halfway across the world. Adarsh uncle said. For you, of course. Sulojana auntie said and cupped my cheeks. She planted a big kiss on my forehead. I guess, considering this is a country where in-laws burn brides, they did seem like nice people. More of Bridget's relatives swarmed around us. Come, see the Dulhan, one of the aunts said. The monkey was out of the cage and there was a free sighting in the lobby. A crowd gathered around me. I tried to remember as many names as possible. My mother's sister, Rohini, and Gunjan, Bridget said, and that is dad's brothers, Purohit and Amit. Bob went my head as I wished them all. If I saw anyone with even a hint of white or dyed or henna tinted hair, I went for their feet, exactly as my mother would expect me to. Amid the introduction and obsequious respect going on, Bridges pulled me aside. Hey, is this too much for you? I shrugged. Is there somewhere we could take a walk? He said. There, he was being sweet. I had told him earlier I wanted to get to know him better, and he was making an effort. Sure, let us go to the poolside, I said. Part 2. Palm trees along the Marriott pool swayed green in the breeze. The 5 p.m. December sun lit up the hotel's cottages, casting gentle shadows everywhere. We went down the walking path with the hotel to our left and the Arabian Sea to our right. I felt overdressed in my sunflower outfit as other hotel guests roamed around in shorts and vests. So you just arrived yesterday from San Francisco? I said, yeah. Landed last night, he said. I wanted to maximize my leave. 1 week for the wedding. A couple of days after that at home in Mumbai. Then Bali for our honeymoon. Used it all up, actually. The word honeymoon caused a jolt in me. Me woke up again. Honeymoon after a dozen odd Skype calls and meeting once over a day. Trip a week in Bali with this man I am walking next to. Will we be naked? Stop it, Radhika. Focus on the moment. Must be tiring. Flying so much, I said. I saw you. Now tired anymore. I smiled. The man is trying. Maybe I should too. Bridget smiled back. He had innocent teacher's pet eyes. How is Facebook? I said. I had a busy mouth. Just finished an enterprise project. So much work. Front-end interfaces, back-end systems, underlying APIs, application program interface, set of routines, protocols and tools for building software applications, how software components interact, basically. I nodded, having understood not a word. You have no idea what I am talking about, right? I laughed. I know. Not the most exciting job in the world, he said, his voice flat. Come on, you work at Facebook. It is quite cool. People think it is Facebook. So there is nothing to do. We post pictures all day or sometime. I am sure it is pretty high tech behind the scenes. Should I talk about more personal stuff? He will happily discuss computer code for 2 hours if I let him. Radhika, take control. You like your job? I said. Bridget shrugged. It is nice. A lot of smart people. Always stuff happening. Pays well. Stock options. Flexi time. What about that startup idea? I said. He had mentioned setting up his own software company when we met earlier. That is there. I still want to do it, Bridget said. So then, Facebook is hard to leave. The salary, stock options and benefits. Plus, I would need funding. Arranging all that, leaving that level of security, take a lot. Just simpler this way. I nodded. We had to talk beyond work. Fortunately, he switched topics. I love Goa, he said. I am here after a decade. We came here from our engineering college, of course, not to such fancy resort. We stayed in a simple place, ate at the shacks. I love the shacks. You will love San Francisco too, he said. I have lived in New York, never on the West Coast. California is different from New York. More laid back. Even our group at Goldman is supposed to be more chilled out in San Francisco. How is that coming along? Your transfer done. My phone buzzed twice. Sorry, phone. Maybe mom needs something, I said. Sure, Bridget said. I had 2 messages from an unknown number. The number started with +1. Someone in the USA, I figured. Hey, heard you are getting married, true? Said the first message. This is Dibu. By the way, hope you remember me. Said the second. Dibu. Debashish said. After what, like 3 years? Dibu was messaging me. Hi, I typed back. He replied immediately. Hi, Radhika, how are you? Took me a while to hunt for your number. Been wanting to talk to you. Everything okay? Bridget said, noting how preoccupied I was with my phone. Ah, yes, all good, I said, my voice nervous. I lowered the phone and clenched it in my hand. So all done, Bridget said. What? Your transfer. We were just talking about it. Oh, yes, it is done, mostly. I will have to shuttle between London and San Francisco a few times for my existing investments. But it is done. My phone buzzed 3 more times, vibrating in my hand. I should have ignored it. However, there is something about buzzing phones. My obsessive compulsive disorder make me look at them. After all, it could be mom or Aditi Didi. It wasn't. Hey baby, I just want to say I am sorry, the boss message said. He continued. I found out you were getting married. I couldn't believe it. I had to reply to this. Why? You didn't think anyone would? I typed back. Having reached the end of the garden, Bridget and I turned around to stroll back. We had to find a place to stay. Facebook is in Menlo Park. Goldman Sachs is downtown, right? Bridget said. Ah, what is downtown? I said, my mind still on the boss message. Goldman Sachs, San Francisco office, Bridget said, each word slow and deliberate. After all, he was speaking to a distracted idiot like me. Yeah, Goldman is on California Street, downtown. My phone buzzed a few more times. I swore to myself not to check it. I focused on Bridget. So we have to decide whether we will stay downtown or near Menlo Park, which is in Palo Alto. Bridget said. Yeah, sure what? You are right. I had no idea what he just said. I said you have to choose downtown or Palo Alto. Why do I have to choose? Radhika, are you okay? I said, we have to choose where we will stay. I finally figured out the conversation. Oh, well, I am easy. Actually, you are already staying in Menlo Park. Right. Yeah, but my lease expires in 2 months. Just one little peek. I told myself I will have a quick look at the phone and then pay full attention to Bridget. I lifted the phone. Among the many messages from Dibu, one read, I love you. Fuck. Fortunately, I did not blurt the word out. I immediately shut the phone. I placed my hand on my face. I was keen to move out anyway. Bridget said, Radhika, are you okay? Everything under control? Actually, I need to go back. Mom needs something. Jewelry issues. I said, oh, Indian weddings. Bridget said, yeah, I had laid to my husband to be within 1 hour of his arrival. What a wonderful bride I am going to make. Isn't it? See, I told you. You won't like me very much. So, I will see you again soon, I said. Of course, Bridget said, with a tingle in his eye. I am going to be your husband. You are going to see me all the time. Come, let us walk back. I gripped my phone tight as if otherwise the messages would leak out and fall on the floor. Bridges left me at the lift lobby where he met one of his cousins who wanted to talk to him. The lift door shut. I pressed the button to the 4th floor and took a deep breath. I checked my phone. It had tons of messages from Dibu. For the past few months, I have been thinking of you constantly. Only had the courage to text you now. I made the biggest mistake. I didn't value you. I love you. What the hell is he talking about? Ting, the lift reached my floor. I walked up to my room and rang the bell. Aditi Didi opened the door. Where were you? She gave me a mischievous look. With Brijesh, I smiled as if caught red-handed. I am the coy bride. I have to smile. whenever my would-be husband is mentioned. Didi had opened one of her suitcases. It was a kind of giant bag murders used to hide bodies. She had 6 dresses spread out on the bed. "What is Bridges like?" she said as she unfolded a red dress. "Decent. Getting to know him," I said, plonking myself on the sofa. I took out my phone again. Why am I taking out my phone again? Aditi Didi continued to talk. "I didn't know Anil at all before marriage. You just get to know each other better after the wedding. The honeymoon helps." She winked at me. I nodded, even as I wondered what to reply to Dibu. "I really do," Dibu texted again. The guy who earlier took 10 days to reply to a text was now sending 10 texts a minute. "Are you high?" I replied. Dibu and I ended up having a chat. "No, it is 5 in the morning here. I am having my coffee. This is not a drunk text." "Good. Then you need to know I am getting married in 5 days. "What? So soon?" "Yes. Guests are already here." "Whom are you getting married to?" "Someone not as insecure as you." I typed and deleted. "Bridges Gulati." I typed and deleted again. I decided to not reply. Didi held up 2 dresses, one blue and one red. "Which one should I wear for tomorrow's bachelorette?" "Honest opinion," she said. "Both are good. Which is your favorite?" I said. "I like the red, but it is really short." "Is it screaming for attention too much?" she said. "Of course it is, but that is what you have always wanted, sister." "Why stop yourself now? It is fine. Wear whatever you like," I said. "I will wear the blue. It is till the knees. More elder sister of the bride types." "You are only a year old." "Yeah, that is also true. And tomorrow is the only day I get to wear a western dress. I only wear Indian after that. I am one of the few girls here who can actually carry off a dress like this." She lifted her red dress. "Yes, Aditi Didi, with her super slim soup and salad diet figure, could carry it off." "Red Didi and off debate," I said. My phone buzzed. "Babies, who are you getting married to?" Dibu said. I replied, "It doesn't matter. You are not in my life anymore, Debashish." "Can you call me Dibu at least?" "I am busy, Debashish. I don't have time for this." "Where is the wedding?" I didn't respond. "You didn't invite me," he said, needling me again. "Asshole. You didn't even return my calls." I wanted to say, but didn't. My phone rang. Dibu was trying to call me. I cut the call. I typed back a message. "Don't call me. I told you I am busy. There are people around, so just reply to me. Where is the wedding?" "Why? Just curious." "Whatever," I typed back. "I can call friends around and find out. So why don't you just tell me?" "Goa. Wow. Destination wedding and all." I didn't respond. To distract myself, I asked Aditi Didi a deep existential question. "What shoes are you wearing with this?" "Oh, see, now that is an issue too. I have these 4-inch heel red still holds, but that is definitely attention seeking." "Yeah, plus we are going dancing. Would be difficult in high heels. I am wearing flats." My sister feels her deepest bond with me when I discuss clothes and shoes with her. She came up to me and pulled my cheeks. You can't wear flats for your bachelorette. How cute you are. You don't know anything. Yes, I may be a distressed debt specialist. I may have rescued bankrupt companies and structured complex takeovers. I may be a vice president at Golden Sages. But if I prefer flats because they are comfortable, I know nothing. I had kept a black dress for tomorrow's party. Didi had a look at it. Too simple, she said. She went on to accessorize it for me. As she opened her jewelry box, I checked my phone again. We're in Goa. Dibu had sent me a message. Why? I said. Can I call please? He said, no, it is at a resort. He said, Dibu, you are in New York, focused on your work there. Didn't you have a girlfriend? Oh, never mind. I am sorry. Rad. It is okay. Life goes on. It has gone on. Yeah, true. But I made the biggest mistake and you are getting married now. Like now. I sent a smiley back. Where will you live after your marriage? Hong Kong? No, I moved to London from Hong Kong a year ago. Oh, so London, San Francisco. IT gay. I have to go. Debashish. Still mad at me? No, I really have to. I have to get ready for dinner with the guests. Okay, I am just asking casually. Where is the wedding? Marriott. I said, nice. Must be beautiful. Stop chatting on your phone. Who are you talking to anyway? Everyone we know is here in Goa for the wedding. Aditi Didi said. Nobody yet. Just work, I said, keeping my phone aside. After the bridegroom, the bride had lied to her sister. Take this, my body necklace. Your dull dress will liven up, she said. My dull dress is Prada, Didi, I said. I don't care. It need to have a get-up now. It is too sober. You are too sober. I didn't think I was going to remain sober. Not after Dibu's text message. I am coming, he said. What? I typed back. Mouth open. I am coming to India. Let me check flights. Are you nuts? No, really. I want to talk to you. Dibu, calm down, okay? This is not funny. At least you called me Dibu again. Whatever, I have to go. Please don't message. See you soon. Bye. Go to work. Bye. Again you are lost in your phone. What is wrong with you? Aditi Didi said. I looked up as I re-entered the real world. Everyone's meeting for dinner soon. Get ready. Can't I go like this? I just wore this. No, you are the bride. So I have to change every 2 hours. Just go shower, okay? And don't take your phone inside. Part 3. Didi, let us go. The bus is waiting, I said. Aditi Didi had spent the last 2 hours changing in and out of a dozen dresses. Finally, she wore the red one she would always wanted to wear. Is it showing too much cleavage? She said. Isn't that what you want? I am the bride. Godam it. It is my bachelorette party. Can't you make me the priority at least for this week? The room phone rang. I picked it up. Hey, Bridget said. I had started to recognize his voice. That is a good sign, isn't it? Hi, Bridget. All set? Yeah. My gang is in the bus. I am calling from the reception. Oh, you boys go ahead. The driver knows Club Cubana, right? I said. Yeah, he does. It is in Arpora. Your bus for LPK is here too, coming soon. I wish we were going to the same place, Brijesh said. I laughed. That is sweet, Brijesh. But that is the point of a bachelor party. Your last night out without the annoying spouse. Boys and girls go separately tonight. You are not annoying, he said. Clearly, you don't know me yet. I want to see you before we left. My gang wanted to see all the dressed up Mehta girls. Your gang is not laying an eye on my innocent cousins. I ended the call and turned to Aditi Didi, who continued to adjust her dress in front of the mirror. Didi, you do realize it is my bachelorette? There it is, said Jyoti, my second cousin, pointing at a huge flaming yellow lit up sign for love, passion, karma or LPK. The club, half an hour from the hotel, was located at the waterfront of Nerul River and decorated in an over-the-top Paleolithic era theme, with stone caves and giant stone statues of the early men in the lawn. We were a group of 15 girls. Suraj had also arranged 2 bouncers for us. We had a table in a semi-private area with balloons and champagne bottles. Nice job, Suraj, I thought. Some of the girls seem too young, madam, the club owner told Aditi Didi. Everyone is above 18, Didi said firmly. Some people in your group do look underage, ma'am, he said. It is okay, give them soft drinks, but get my sister drunk tonight. No, Didi, I said in vain, as the owner brought a round of tequila shots. I had to take 2. Jyoti asked for another round. Rajini, our neighbor's daughter, wanted the music louder. Shruti, my childhood friend from school, wanted honey sing song. Saloni, Aditi Didi's best friend, felt we should play drinking games until someone pucked. There is nothing as crazy as 15 Punjabi girls determined to go out of control. I took out my phone. I had a message from Brijesh. Club Cubana is nice, thanks. You are welcome. How is it going? I said. 3 drinks down and you was made to consume tequila shots. Wow, wait, the boys are teasing me for chatting with you. Haha, go have fun. I kept my phone aside. Aditi Didi wanted to raise a toast. 2 waiters arrived and poured champagne for everyone. For my only darling, sweetest sister, someone who only studied and worked hard. She did nothing naughty in life, nothing bad ever. Yeah, right, I thought, but simply smiled as Aditi Didi continued. Oh yes, she is the good girl. If I barely passed the topped, if I became housewife, she became a hi-fi banker. If I had the boobs, she had the brains. All the girls laughed. The muscular bouncers blushed. My phone buzzed. Must be Brijesh, I thought. He is sweet. He is trying to make a connection. Hey, I'm at JFK airport figuring out last minute tickets. Dibu had messaged instead. What? I typed back. 15 hours to Mumbai, then a quick connection to Goa. Dibu, are you serious? Stop it, will you? Aditi Didi caught me staring at my phone. Look at my baby chatting with her husband to be. At least leave him on your girls' night out, she said. Everyone laughed. Aditi Didi took a big gulp of the champagne. I gulped at what I saw next. Dibu had sent me a picture of the Air India counter at JFK. He followed it up with a smiley. Take another shot. One of my cousins egged me. Yeah, just shoot me instead. Miss you, said another message. Will you shut the fuck up and go home? I typed in response. Damn it. I almost pressed send before I realized the last miss you message had come from Brijesh. I deleted what I had written and retyped. Oh shit, adding a few smileys. I couldn't think of anything more imaginative. With care, I switched chats from Brijesh to Dibu. Please don't bother me. Go home, I said. Girls, my sister made an announcement. What say we take away the bride's phone for the evening? Ah, no, Didi, no, I said in vain as Aditi Didi snatched my phone from my hand and placed it in her handbag. It is your last night out as a bachelorette. You better do crazy things and not waste it on the phone, Aditi Didi said. I wanted to tell her I had enough craziness happening on the phone. Okay, Aditi Didi announced. Let us play. Challenge the bride. Everyone will give the bride a dare and Radhika has to do it. I looked around. Our table was in one corner of the restaurant. In the middle, several people sat on her bar stools. Half the customers were Indian, had come to Goa for the Christmas holiday. Others were mostly European and American tourists. Jyoti gave me the first task. See that bald white gay over there, she pointed as a 40-something man sitting at the bar. Find out his name and the country he comes from. That is too easy, Didi said. Get his name, country and slap. No, wait. Kiss his forehead, said Shruti. Everyone laughed and cheered at the suggestion. No way, I said. Yes, way. Here, take this. Bottoms up. Saloni gave me a half-filled champagne glass. I gulped it in one go. My head felt light. Go, Aditi Didi clapped her hand. I walked up to the bar. Hi there, I said the man. He wore a white vest and jeans. He had 2 rings on his right hand and a dragon tattoo on his right shoulder. Hi there, young lady, he said. His accent sounded Australian. I had to confirm it. Are you an Australian cricketer? He laughed. No, mate. I am Australian, but I am no cricket player. Like watching it, though. Aren't you Philip Lee? I made up a name on the spot. Is he even a player? He said and sipped his beer. You aren't Philip? No, he said. Can I buy you a drink? Young lady, well, who are you then? I am Mark. What drink would you like? A tequila shot. Mark ordered a pair of shots. I had accomplished 2 out of the 3 tasks. Cheers, he said as we took the shot. I kept the glass on the table. You here on holiday? Mark said. Actually, I am here to get married. Really? Yeah, I have to go. Bye, Mark. Before he could react, I kissed his head. Thanks for the drink, I said and scooted out of there. The girls gave me a standing ovation. Everyone had a shot as a mark of respect for my courage. Okay, no more, I said as Mark winked at me from the bar. The girls were hysterical. We finished 4 champagne bottles. We ordered 4 more. I didn't really know when we started to dance. The DJ played tracks like Shubhak Hone Nade and Baby Doll Some men in the club tried to flirt with my little cousins. Aditi Didi showed most of them off. We had a selfie binges as the 15 of us took photos in every possible permutation and combination. An hour later, another group of boys arrived at the club. It took us girl a minute to realize the situation. Oh my God, it is Brijesh Jiju and his gang, Saloni said. Brijesh came up to me on the dance floor. Not allowed, not allowed, Jyoti said. You were at Club Cubana. What happened? Shruti said to Agil. Brijesh, maternal cousin. Nothing. We had a few drinks. Then we thought, when we have the most beautiful girls in Goa partying alone, what are we doing here? Agil said. Shruti blushed, even though the girls protested at the boys coming here. They secretly like it. It is how we girls are. At time, we want to be wanted, even when we deny it. My bachelorette wasn't really a singles party now. However, I was too drunk to care. You look too beautiful, Bridget said. The DJ switched to Honey Sings Blue Eyes, a slow couple only type song. Possibly to get drunk single men off the floor. Obviously, you have had too much to drink. I said nobody could find me too beautiful otherwise. Well, I have had a few, but I always find you really beautiful, Bridget said. Sweet, I thought. The tequila in me gave him a hug. I messaged you, Bridget said several times. You did? Oh, where is my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. I wanted to check if you would be okay if we come. I tried to stop the boys. It is okay. The idea is to have fun. All this segregation is not to be taken seriously, I said. Nice music, he said. You want to dance? I said. I am not much of a dancer, Bridget said. Neither am I said. I held his shoulders as we swayed gently to Blue Eyes. The girls went into an oh, and how sweet overdrive. See, I can be a good girl. Am I not trying to be a good girl? I told Mini-Me, my personal chatterbox and eternal critic. Mini-Me, however, had slept off. Alcohol does this to her. I guess that is why most people drink anyway, to shut up their inner critic, so they can do whatever the hell they want. Oh, Bijesh, you are stepping on my toes, I said. Part 4. It was 4 in the afternoon. Everyone who did partied last night had a hangover. We had come back to the hotel at 6 in the morning and gone straight for breakfast. I remembered sitting with my mother and ordering pancakes. I couldn't eat much as I kept dozing off. Wake up, this is so wrong. What you did, Bridget's parents will think. What an uncultured and irresponsible girl they are getting. Who drinks like this, my mother had said. Shakes me non-stop. Even their son did. In fact, he hooked and passed out at the club. Adit said, he's a boy. Even in my exhausted hangover and sleepy state, my feminist rose up. I stared at my mother. So, what if he is a boy? I said. Clearly, the alcohol-induced confidence had not left me. Eat quickly, get some rest. There are bhajans today. Please wear something decent. Why do you youngsters have to do such parties the night before bhajans? Why do you oldies have to do bhajans the day after our party just because you have started to make money? You will say anything. I had kept quiet I didn't mention that this uncultured and irresponsible daughter of theirs was paying for her own wedding 1 crore rupees, weird from my salary account, as the wedding budget. Did she even care? I had to gulp down a glass of orange juice to calm myself. You have screwed up your life enough. Can you please behave for a few days? The voice inside told me. Oh, good morning, mini me. When did you wake up? I remembered being escorted to my room. Aditi Didi slept diagonally across the bed, still in her red dress. I changed into my t-shirt and pajamas, slit Didi's legs, and lay down. My head hurt like someone had hammered it a few times. I closed my eyes. Didi woke me up at 2:30 in the afternoon. Get up, we have bhajans. They are at 4. Why are you waking me up now? I said. Didi drew open the curtains. My eyes hurt from the daylight. You need time to get ready. Here, you have to wear this orange sari. No, I said and pulled a pillow on top of my head. I woke up eventually. I grumbled about the entire process of dressing up, which only women have to endure. The hotel sent a hair and makeup lady to our room. She blow dried my tangled hair. The noise from the hair dryer hurt my head even more. We reached the function room downstairs. It had been converted to look like the inside of a temple. Marigold flowers in parabolic shapes adorned the walls. At the center was a huge picture of Sai Baba. My parents believed in him more than any god. Statues of other Hindu gods, Krishna, Ganesha, Lakshmi and Vaishno Devi, were also kept. The bhajan singers set up their mics. The youngest lord sat at back of the room. Most of them were holding their hands. Bridget's friends and cousins wore crisp silk kurta pajamas. They had taken a shower in order to look fresh. They passed around strips of combi flame and bottles of water to nurse their hangovers. My girls did know better. Most of them leaned back against the wall and snoozed in their elaborated lehengas and salwar kameezes. The way Indian girls transform themselves from party chicks in short dresses to fully clad chest virginal bhajans attendees is almost a visual effects miracle. The bhajans began. The singers had a wonderful voice. However, when you are hangover, even the best melody sounds like an electric drill. Bridges looked at me and smiled. I gestured that I wanted to sleep. He passed him a combi flam strip. I popped a pill. You are not well, Kamla Bua said. Just tired, I said. I have an Ayurvedic medicine. It works better, Kamla Bua said. Nothing in the world works better than combi flam. I wanted to tell her. Nice bhajans, Bua, I said instead. The uncles of Marriott brought us cups of black coffee. I had two. I wore not to drink again. Even okay, at least not this week. The coffee helped me wake up somewhat. Come and pray in front of Beta, one of my aunts told me. Bridges and I went ahead and bowed before the gods. The singers sang a special song for us. I looked at Bridges. He had his eyes shut and hands folded. He was actually praying. I felt guilty for not praying with as much sincerity. Because you are a fraud. Minnie told me. Will you ever shut up? I said to Minnie. I went back and sat with the girls. Bridges joined the boys. The crowd participated in the next bhajan, one of the more popular one. Despite the loud music, I found it hard to keep my eyes open. However, I woke up with a jolt when a bearded man in his last 20s entering the room. He had curly hair and wore a white kurta pajama. Oh God, Dibu, I blurted out. What? Rajini, who sat next to me, said. Nothing, I said. He went up to the Sai Baba picture with confidence. He knelt down, bowed and touched his forehead to the ground. Done with his prayers, he went to the men's section and sat down. He clapped his hands as the singers sang the next bhajan. What the fuck is he doing here? Did I just say or think the F word in the puja room? Who cares? Am I imagining this? No, I am not. What the fuck is Dibu doing here? He looked at me and smiled. Bridget smiled at me at the same time as well. I fake smiled at both of them. I had to talk to Dibu. How? Where is my phone? Daman. Where is my phone? Where is my phone? Haven't seen it today. Did I leave it in the club? I whispered to Rajini. Aditi Didi kept it last night, right? I tapped Aditi Didi's shoulder. She sat in front of me, wearing a magenta salwar kameez with the dupatta covering her head. She sang with full fervor. Nobody could have guessed how well she had matched every step of Sunny Leone's baby doll at LPK last night. What? She said. I gestured that she returned my phone. She rummaged through her handbag. Here, she said, and handed it to me. I had only 5% battery left. I checked my messages. Bridget had sent me some about leaving Club Cubana and coming to LPK. Dibu had sent message about taking off and then one about him having landed in Goa. What on earth are you doing here? I messaged Dibu. He didn't see his phone. He seemed to be in bliss, lost in the bhajans. Fuck, what is wrong with him? It took me a minute to get his attention. I gestured to him to look at his phone. He saw the messages. He replied with a few wink smileys from across the room. Really? What are you doing? I typed back. Nice. Surprise. No. He messaged. Cut the nonsense, Dibu. My entire family is here. Yeah, I saw. His too. I saw the groom. Golden silk kurta. Lots of red threads around his wrist, right? What do you want, Dibu? I sent a message to talk face to face. I can't. I have come all the way, please. My phone is dying. Meet me. How? I said. You say anytime, anywhere. I thought hard. After the bhajan at the hotel gym. Nobody would go to gym after bhajans. He replied with a thumbs up. Dibu sat on the bench press. He held a dumbbell in one hand and did bicep curls. I stood in front of him. Are you crazy? I said. I looked around to see if anyone I knew had come to the gym, apart from one old white man on the treadmill and a gym trainer. There was no one. Thank you for coming, he said. By the way, you look gorgeous in this orange sari. Wow, just wow. Whatever, and can you keep that dumbbell down? Just trying to make it look natural, he said. You are in a kurta, I am in a sari. We don't look natural here. Dibu, what is wrong with you? You literally took a flight and came down. Yeah, I am quite jet lagged actually. I feel like having breakfast. Want to grab some? Will you stop it? You have no idea how I have come here. Everyone will be looking for me at dinner. We can go there. I can eat. Dibu, this is not a joke. My family is here. This reputation important. How could you just walk into the Bhajan's place? I wanted to pray for my mission to be successful. What mission? To win you back. The most important thing in the world for right now. I must say, for a second, I had no answer. I looked at him. He still had his trademark two-week beard and curly hair. He had gained a bit of weight but also become more fit. Or maybe it just felt like that in the gym. How are you, baby? He said. Don't baby me, I said, loud enough for the American man on the treadmill to turn his head toward us for a second. I continued. You have any idea what you made me go through? And you just cut me off. I was an idiot, an insecure 24-year-old. And what are you now? A stupid 28-year-old, maybe, but I am old enough to realize you are the best thing to have ever happened to me. What? I said, then keeping my composure. It is over, Dibu. It is been over since long back. You didn't even return my calls. I am sorry. It don't matter. Now I have to ask you to leave. Go visit your parents in Kolkata. You are in India anyway. New York, baby. What about New York? Don't you remember the days in New York? We had issues, yes, but how can you forget all the happy memories? He looked into my eyes. He seemed to be in pain. For the first time in my life, someone had crossed half a planet to come for the usually unlovable me, and it is hard to keep yelling at someone who has done that for you. You forget, baby? He said again. No, Dibu, I have forgotten nothing, I said, my voice soft. New York, 4 years ago. Chapter 5. Bagels. That is how you pronounce them. Spelling. Bagels. Avinash sat at the breakfast counter on 85 Broad Street, worldwide headquarters of Goldman Sachs. Avinash, a batchmate of mine from IIMA, had also made it to Goldman Sachs. He had worked abroad before his MBA. He knew a lot more than me about the way things worked in America. He picked up the donut-shaped bread, slit it horizontally with a black plastic knife, and smeared it with cheese. Bagel and cream cheese, classic combo, he said. Thanks, Avinash, I said, fumbling with my plate, my handbag, my umbrella and my sensors. I had worn a Western-style office suit for the first time in my life. Even for my Goldman Sachs interview at IIMA campus, I had worn a sari. Is the skirt too tight? Is my ass looking too big? Is my hair in place? Minimi was in overdrive. The perfect day for her to knock me out. 200 other fresh recruits had arrived from all over the world for our 10-week associate training. We had to report at 7:30 in the morning. Classes began after a quick breakfast and ended at 6:30 in the evening. Partners and senior employees from various departments such as corporate finance, equities and distressed debt took sessions on what actually happened in their group. The partners, no more than 200 in the entire firm of 20,000 people, held the senior-most positions in the firm. They held equity in the bank and made the most money. Their annual compensation could reach tens of millions of dollars every year. Open the Goldman Sachs business principles, said Gary Colbert, a senior partner who looked like a rich grandfather in his gold spectacles. Goldman took great pride in its 14 business principles. Long-term greed, Gary said. Read that line in the principles. That is what we aim for here. Greed and investment banking went together. Goldman was honest enough to admit it. They just didn't mind delaying their greed, for it made the payoff even better. Gary recounted his journey from joining Goldman as an operations assistant 35 years ago. Everyone works hard at Goldman, no exception. If you want an easy life, look elsewhere, Gary said. Well, it was too late for me to look elsewhere. I was already in New York. Trainees circulated horror theories and stories about a new associate spending night in the office and sleeping on office couches. 2 weeks into our training, Avinash came up to me. I have a group of Indian friends in New York. We are meeting up for drinks tonight. You want to come? I have to finish the merger model spreadsheet, I said. You are still a Mugu, Avinash said, referring to me as someone who mucks up or studied all the time. My IIMA reputation would not leave me so easily. I had lied to Avinash. I had a haircut appointment. After moving to New York, I had decided to leave my nerdy, unfashionable day far behind. An associate trainee in my class had George's shoulder-length hair with waves, exactly how I wanted mine. She had made a booking for me at a salon on street. Of course, I couldn't tell Avinash this. Mugu Radhika doing her hair. He would laugh in my face. The news would spread like wildfire in the IIMA alumni groups. You are in New York. Will you leave a little? Avinash said. Where are the drinks? I said. At Whiskey Blue. It is a bar at the W Hotel, right opposite the Benjamin Hotel, where you are staying. Some problems in the world seems to exist solely for women, like not having anything to wear. I realized I had nothing nice for tonight. I am not sure. Let me see, I said. What let me see? Just come, Mugu, he said. For the rare breed of girls like me that hates shopping and has serious retardation in the areas of the brain that help you pick a dress, Banana Republic is the answer. Hi miss. God, you have a gorgeous color. One of the African American female sales assistants said. Say that to my mother. She stays up at night wondering who will marry me with this skin color. I have to go for drinks with some friends, I said, and I suck at shopping. Can you help? When you have no clue, best to surrender. The only shopping I even did in my life was for textbooks. I will take care of you, girl, the shop assistant said. She picked a navy blue lace dress for me. It fit well, but ended mid-thigh. Too short, I said. Not at all, it is summer. You look lovely, she said, even though she was paid to say it. It felt good. I would wax those legs, though, she added. Oh, that hurt. Unless you like it natural, the salesperson corrected herself, switching back to classic American political correctness. I ended Whiskey Blue at 9. The plush bar and lounge had decadent leather sofas and dim lighting. Avinash noticed me first. Hey, you are late, he said, and wow, what? Your dress. I almost didn't recognize you. Was that an oh my god, you look good, wow? Or was it a what the fuck are you wearing, wow? Before I could ask, he introduced me to the others. That is Ruji, Ashish, Nidhi, Rohan, and our dreamer, philosopher, Dibu. Avinash said, and this is Radhika. Guess, my batchmate from IIMA, top mugger, and now at Goldman Sachs like me. Fuck you, Avinash. She doesn't look like a mugger, Dibu said. He shifted to make space for me. We occupied two sofas. Ruji, Avinash, Ashish, Nidhi sat on one. Rohan, Dibu and I sat on the opposite side. The waiter asked for my order. I don't really drink a lot, I said. Don't worry, they only give you one glass at a time, Dibu said. I smiled. He looked into my eyes. He did have a philosopher look about him, with his beard and uncombed hair. Wine? He said. It is light. Sure, I said. A glass of Shiraz for the lady, Dibu said to the waiter. Nobody had ever ordered Shiraz for me, which I later learnt is a type of grape. Nobody had ever referred to me as a lady either. Cheers, Dibu said once our drinks arrived. Everyone lifted his or her glasses. Dibu continued. To the fresh off the boat people, Avinash, Rohan and Radhika, welcome to the USA, welcome to New York. I learned more about the others. Rohan had come from IIMC. He had a job at Morgan Stanley. Nidhi and Avinash were dating each other. They had worked at Merrill Lynch for 2 years. At one point, when the others were lost in conversation, Dibu turned to me. Goldman Sachs, that is a big deal. What is it like? Dibu said. It is okay, I said. I am still in training. Most of it is going over my head. How about you? Are you in a bank too? Dibu laughed. Far from it. I am not a numbers guy at all. I work in BBDO, an advertising agency on Madison Avenue. That is so cool, I said. The only somewhat creative career I could find. Where are you from? I said. I grew up in Kolkata, then went to SRCC in Delhi, then did my master's here. I cut him mid-sentence. SRCC. You went to SRCC? Which batch? I graduated 3 years ago, he said. What? You are one batch senior to me. He realized that despite attending the same college, we had never seen or met each other. Sorry, I can't recall seeing you, I said. I was under the influence, justifying the use of grass to stimulate my creativity. So I don't blame you. I studied most of the time. I don't blame you, I said. Both of us laughed. A little bit of wine from my glass split on my leg. He offered me a tissue. Even in the darkness, I noticed him look at my legs. Oh, so this is how gays check out girls. Thank God it is dark. I need to book a waxing appointment soon. Where are you staying? Dibu said. Right across at the Benjamin Hotel. Only for training, though we look for an apartment soon. He lit up a cigarette. He offered me one. I declined. Can I say something? He said. Sure, I said. That is a nice dress you are wearing, he said. Oh, thanks, I said. The mix of compliments and wine made me giddy. But if you want me to cut the price tag, I can. $69.95. Goodbye, he said. He pointed to the tag till attached to the back of my dress. My face color changed to match that of the red wine. I had never been so embarrassed in my life. Or I can let it be if you want to return the dress. The return policy is great in USA, Dibu said. I fumbled to find the price label on my bag. He laughed, picked up a cutlery knife from the table and cut the tag. What is up, guys? Avinash asked as he noticed Dibu bent over my back. Nothing. I like the dress. Just wanted to check the brand, Dibu said. You advertising tags? Always curious, Avinash said. Post drinks the group decided to go to Race, a famous place for pizzas. What is your favorite cuisine? Dibu asked me as he ate his pizza slice. I had no favorite cuisine. I couldn't say Indian. It sounded too unfashionable. Chinese, I blurted out. I know a great Chinese place. Would you like to go something? Did he just ask me out? Nobody has ever asked me out. Thank you. Banana Republic. Oh, maybe he is just being helpful. He is saying he will tell me of a Chinese place I can go to sometime alone. Is that what he means? He looked at me, waiting for an answer. Say something, Radhika. Ah, yeah. Why not? You can tell me the address, or if they deliver. I meant with me. Oh, I said and became quiet. Say something else. You stupid girl. Yeah, just you and me, Dibu said. My heart began to beat fast. Is this what people call a date? Can I ask him to clarify? Okay, I said, letting out a huge breath. We can. Next Friday, he said. Thoughts darted across my head. Isn't he too forward? Wait, he is just fixing a time. Else how will it ever happen? Will it look too cheap and desperate if I say yes? Will he think I am a slut? Why is there no user manual for how girls should live on this planet? Friday, I said and shut up like a blimpet. He must be wondering how Goldman ever hired me. Yeah, weekend, no office next day, he said, his voice uncomfortable. He didn't know if I was trying to blow him off or just being the usual idiot that I am. Okay, I said. The effort it took me to say that okay felt like lifting 7 heavy suitcases. Cool, I will message you the time and address. Sure, I said. Only if I have your number. He said, oh, of course, I will give you to you, I said. Chapter 6. Distressed Debt. Special Situations Group. The slide on the projection system read. The associated training class became radio silent. Distressed Debt was the hardest group to crack and join in Goldman Sachs. In any year, only 1 or 2 associates were offered a role in the group. Those who made it earned the fastest promotions and the best bonuses. Everyone had waited for this presentation. Good morning, everyone, said the speaker on stage in a British accent. I am Neil Gupta, partner at the Special Situations Group in the Hong Kong office. I looked up from my desk. He was 6 feet tall, lean and had a muscular frame. He had high cheekbones and a light brown complexion. He had salt and pepper hair, more pepper than salt. Actually, he wore a crisp white shirt, a pinstriped navy blue suit, and a matching tie. I will be giving you an overview of the distressed debt group. In my view, the most exciting place to be in Golden Sachs. I sat next to four American girls, Maggie, Angela, Jessica, and Caroline. They looked at each other and made he saw hot gestures. If he wasn't a partner, he could be a model in one of those ads that show distinguished men buying expensive watches. He is gorgeous, a girl behind me whispered. Focus, Radhika, I told myself as he switched to the next slide. The slide showed various stages in the life of a business. It started with the inception and startup stage. It went on to growth, maturity, decline, and demise. Angel funds, venture capital, and private equity. These guys help companies that are just born or are growing up. In clinical terms, you can call them the maternity ward. He turned his back to us to see the slide. All the girls in the class exchanged glances with each other. The girls from the Hong Kong office felt extra lucky to have such a hunk in their office. Neil continued. We, on the other hand, belong to the death ward. We come in when the company has failed, when the time has come to either try something drastic or. He dramatically paused at the or for a few seconds before he spoke again, or the time has come to pull out the life support or liquidate and close the company. How easy do you think that is? He moved around the classroom and stopped right next to me. He had a great perfume on, the kind that makes you want to go closer and smell it some more. You, young lady, you think it is easy to shut down factories and fire people? I was gobsmacked. I didn't expect to be asked a question in the GS training class, which had people from around the world. What if I said something stupid? What if someone laughed at my Delhi accent? I got up, nervous. Sit down, young lady, Neil said. Answer from your seat. Where you are from? India, sir. Oh, I grew up there. Moved to UK when I was 10. Anyway, so when would you recommend closing a business? When all other alternatives have failed. When keeping it alive means throwing good money after bad. When hope dies, I guess. When hope dies. Nice way to put it. But isn't it heartbreaking when that happens? Neil said. I remained silent. He moved to the front of the glass. Can you blame the undertaker for burying dead people? If people are dead, they need to be buried, Neil said. His macabre analogies made his point clear. It also added notoriety, a level of excitement to distressed debt. What Neil said next helped further. I became a partner in 12 years. Other parts of the firm, it takes 20 or more. Our associate make what VPs make in other group. I am not allowed to reveal numbers, but if you stick around in distressed debt, you will end up a very wealthy man or woman. Goldman Sachs never liked to discuss wealth in public. This despite the fact that everyone at the firm was essentially there because of the money. Trainees whispered they had found out Neil's equity in the firm on the internet. He had $30 million worth of Golden Sachs shares. His hotness level spikes even more. His session ended with thundering applause. He made a final announcement before he left. We only have a few places in the group. Those interested, apply with the training coordinator. We will shortlist and get back to you. he said and looked in my direction. Do try. It will be worth it. Did he just signal me to apply? Did he like my answer? My phone buzzed. Dibu had sent a message. To restaurant, 58th Street and Park Avenue, 8 p.m. Okay. Damn it, I almost forgot. I had a date, or at least a let's meet for Chinese food tonight. Before that, I had something even more important. I had a vaccine appointment. Oh, slower, that hurts, I said to the vaccine lady. You haven't done this before, said my 50-year-old vaccine lady, Catherine politely, while ripping the vaccine strips off me, mostly brutally. I was lying down in my underwear. I had come to completely bare a funky high-tech meets cafe chic waxing studio on 68th Street and Madison. I have twice in my life in India. Years ago, I said. Really? Did it hurt then? Hell, yeah. It did. Aditi Didi had made me do it for a wedding in the family. I almost broke family ties with her after that. If only Dibu knew what I was going through to have a plate of noodles with him. Catherine dipped a spatula in a bowl of molten wax. Cold wax hurts more, but the result lasts longer, she said. She applied the wax on my upper thigh, then put a white strip of cloth 6 inches long and 2 inches wide on what hair clung to it. I felt the Armageddon coming. Can't you give local anesthesia or oh. Relax, honey, Catherine said. I clenched my teeth and closed my eyes. I imagined myself in the Middle East. They punish women with lashes of they do something awful like driving a car, offering men their opinions, or something totally immoral like exposing their elbows in public. 50 lashes for Radhika. I imagined a fatwa on me as Catherine went to work. She finished my leg from the front and flipped me around. I felt like a fish being scaled before dinner. You don't want a Brazilian? Catherine asked me. It is only $15 more. What is that? I said. Catherine rolled her eyes. It is everything gone, honey. Down there too. It took me a second to figure out what she meant. Then I realized the embarrassment and pain involved. Do girls do it? I said. Everyone, honey. The boys don't like them bushes anymore. Okay, I thought it is only $15 more. I am Indian after all, and Indians like bargains even if they involve pain. You want it, Catherine said. Maybe I can do this. This is not for Dibu or tonight. This is for me. Enough of being a frumpy nerd. Radhika, do it. Sure, I will take the Brazilian, I said. I don't want to go into the detail of what happened next. It started with Catherine examining bit of me nobody else ever had, while she shook her head in disapproval. After that, she applied molten wax on body parts that were clearly never meant to ever come in contact with molten wax. Why do we women put out ourselves through this? Why can't boys? Oh, I think I would prefer the lashes in Saudi Arabia. There we go, Catherine said after her 10-minute sadism experiment ended. I might faint, I said. You will get used to it, Catherine said. Trust me, he will love it. There is no he. I wanted to tell her I am only going to have wonton soup with him, not wanton sex. Catherine came back with a strip of crystal dots, and as a special promotion, we are giving all customers who got a Brazilian a free Swarovski service. Allow me, this won't hurt at all. I couldn't believe what happened next. Catherine made a pattern with 30 crystals down there. Once down, she told me to stand up and look into the mirror. I looked like a stripper. I said, "You look sexy. I can't walk out with the crystals on my, Don't worry, they wash off in a couple of days. Faster if you rub with the soap." Dibu called, "Hey, done with the training. You will be on time, right? Or should we make it 8:30? Dibu said, "I am done. Was just taking care of some internal issue. See you soon," I said. "You look," he posed, "wonderful. Thank you," I said. "Your dress is lovely too. Look, no tag today," I said and turned around. Both of us laughed. I was wearing a military green lace dress I had picked up from the Gap. It ended well above the knees, exposing enough leg. However, I still don't think Debu noticed the $100 I spent fixing my limbs, the dim lighting and the restaurant table covering my legs did no justice to the hour I had spent in the torture chamber. Debu ordered a set dinner for us. We sat down in the upper level of Tavo, a large-sized restaurant by New York standards. Downstairs, we could see a giant Buddha and the Senkoi pond. "Nice place," I said. "Did you know they showed the Sex and the City movie here?" Dibu said. "I didn't. So how was your day?" "Good. We are pitching for this new sportswear brand called Under Armour. If we get the campaign, it will be awesome." "How is Goldman?" "Still in training. Busy. It will get even more hectic after work begins." I told him about Neil's distressed debt presentation. I recounted how I was questioned in front of the entire class. "So I am thinking I won't apply to distress debt. It is quite difficult to get anyway. Plus, the job seems too difficult," I said. "How can you not apply?" Dibu said. "You are from IIMA. You will crack it. People in my class are from top colleges around the world. Harvard, Stanford, you name it." "So what? You answered the question the partner asked you in the presentation, right?" I looked at Dibu. He had listened to me with full attention. His deep black eyes flickered in the candlelight. I leaned back on my seat and crossed my legs. They felt unusually smooth. I remembered why and smiled. "Why are you smiling?" he said. "Nothing." I shook my head. "Listen," he said and placed his hand on mine. "You have to apply. Too many Indians come to the city and get overwhelmed. Don't be underconfident. You can do it. You will." "Thanks, and you will win Under Armour," I said. "Cheers to that," he said, and we lifted our water glasses. The waiter arrived with our food, chicken noodle soup and vegetable fried rice. The soup seemed a little too blunt for my taste. I stuck to the fried rice. "You aren't having the soup. You don't like chicken?" "I eat meat, but I prefer vegetarian," I said. "I am vegetarian too," he said. "Really?" "I am a Bengali. For us, fish and chicken are vegetables." Both of us laughed. We chatted through dinner. He told me about his parents in Kolkata. His father owned a printing press. It didn't really make much money now. His mother stayed at home. Dibu grew up dreaming about being a painter. He settled for commercial art as the practical choice. His parents had saved enough to send him to do a course in design and arts in the US. He secured the current job through campus placement. Advertising sounds cool, I said. That too. Madison Avenue, best place to do it in the world. It is not as cool on the inside. There is constant politics. The money isn't great. I have been lucky to work on good campaign. However, juniors don't usually get much creative work. I am sure it is not just luck. You must be really good. He looked at me and smiled. He ate with chopsticks. I tried but failed. Minnie told me to not make an ass of myself and use a fork and spoon. I complied. Thanks for the compliment, he said. Dessert? I saw the menu. It had choices like sweet red bean pudding and tofu ice cream. Red bean pudding, I said. What is that? Rajma, Dibu said. Rajma, kheer of sorts. Yuck, I said. Chinese desserts are not famous. There is a reason. They suck, he said. Bengali desserts are the best, I said. Dibu's chest swelled with pride. Bengali men aren't too bad either, he said. Did he just flirt with me? Is this flirting? Am I supposed to respond with something clever? As sweet as their desserts, I said. One eyebrow up. See, I can flirt back. Nerds can flirt. He never expected a comeback. He took a second to take in my response. Why don't you try and find out, he said. That is enough, Radhika. This is going into dangerous territory, I told myself. Deflect. Change the topic fast. You don't want to judge as a slut on the first date. See, this is what I do. When I am with a man, I behave like I am sitting for a test. Answer the question properly. Act naive, as if I don't understand his double meaning. Don't just be. Perform. Don't know about the man. I would love to have a rasgulla though, I said, my voice as innocent and dumb as possible. Alas, this is Manhattan. Fear not, we Bengalis have left imprints everywhere. Would you like to go to a rasgulla place here now in Manhattan? He nodded and smiled. The bail arrived. Should we split? I said and took out two $20 bill. He thought about it for a second. Actually, no. Can I treat you this time? He said. Isn't that what dates are? I said to myself. But then, what about gender equality? Why? I said. We can split. No, he said, as he took the money out of his wallet. It is not that much. You can buy the rasgullas. Dibu and I took a yellow cab to 28th Street and Lexington Avenue in an area called Murray Hill. It is also called Curry Hill, Dibu said as we stepped out of the taxi. I could see why. Indian, Bangladeshi and Pakistani restaurants dotted both sides of the road. Some resembled outside dabbas back in India, complete with bright tube light and plastic chairs. Is this even New York? I laughed. It is Midtown, Manhattan, Dibu said. You like it? I love it. In fact, you could have just brought me here first. Darren, wasted money at Tavo. Didn't realize you could be a cheap date. Date? He used the word date. I am on a date. I felt thrilled at the prospect of being on a date, even if at a ramshackle paranda shop called Lahori Kebab. Can we have a parantha? I said. Ah, didn't we just eat? I am Punjabi rice is in dinner. We walked into the shabby but brightly lit restaurant. Dibu ordered 2 tandoori paranthas with gobi stuffing inside, green chilies on the side. Please, I said, my mouth salivating at the prospect. I noticed 4 seedy looking Indian gays in the restaurant. They wore neon construction worker jacket. I caught them staring at my legs. Yes, finally I have an audience for all that effort, I said to myself. Let us sit down, Debu said as he noticed the workers. Nobody has ever checked out my legs. I wanted to tell him, let me enjoy the moment. Oh well, better be the good girl, you exhibitionist, Minimi said. The restaurant had Indian desserts, post paranthas. We had 2 rasgullas each. You better skip lunch tomorrow, Minimi said. There is no point in waxing fat legs. Elephants don't wax, do they? I love how you eat. You are enjoying this, Dibu said to me. Sorry, I haven't had Indian food in weeks, I said. He wiped my lips with a tissue. I smiled at him. There are a couple of Indian restaurants in Brooklyn too, where I live, Dibu said. He was referring to another borough of New York, south of Manhattan. You live in Brooklyn? I said. Most of my Goldman class planned to take apartments in Manhattan. They considered Brooklyn too far. Yeah, told you. Advertising is glamorous only on paper. They don't pay. That is the only place we can afford a decent apartment. We as in I share it. 2 other gays from work. Oh, okay. I need to find an apartment soon too, I said. The bill arrived. I paid this time a total of $8. We stood up to leave. You want to see a movie next week? Shah Rukh Khan's Dawn 2 is releasing, Dibu said. They have Indian movie theater here, I said in excitement. Just a couple, but they do. He did. He said next Friday. I nodded. The food in my mouth prevented me from talking. Date 2. Baby, I said to myself and mentally high-fived. Lesson 7. 1 month later, on the last day of associate training, I received an email from my training manager, Jani Rosenberg. She had called me for her office. I wondered if I had done anything wrong. I had skipped class to meet Dibu a few times. Had they found out? Dibu and I had watching 2 movies, one Yankees baseball game and one Broadway musical called The Lion King. We visited quaint restaurants all over Manhattan and ate Italian, Middle Eastern and Indian food. I had fallen in love with New York. I had also started liking Dibu, even though things weren't romantic yet. Why wasn't he making a movie? When would I have my own boyfriend? Would I ever have my own boyfriend? Perhaps it was because of these insecurities inside me. But I wanted things to change soon. Our next date was tomorrow. I had picked a short wine-colored dress, my boldest so far. Jane asked you to come to her office as well. Mark, an American associate about my age, came up to me. Ah, I said as I came back from my thoughts about what shows to pair with my wine dress. Yeah, How do you know? You are copied on my email. It is you, me and another associate called Wang. I reached Jani's office on the 16th floor of 85 Broad Street. Jane, in her 40s, sat at her desk, lost in her computer. Welcome, you must be the new associate, Janie said as we sat down. I looked at Mark and Carl. They seemed relaxed in contrast to a jittery me. I have called you here because I have fresh offers for you. The three of you have been selected for the distressed debt group. Yes, Mark said and fist pumped. Carl and Mark high-fived each other. Really? I said. Has there been a mistake? I wanted to ask. Sure, I had applied. I had also met a few people as asked. However, I didn't really think I had a chance. It is a tough challenge but a great opportunity. Janie was saying, are you going to accept this or do you want to be in another department? Yes, of course, I accept, Mark said. I am going to kill it. Totally accept, Carl said. His voice had an American accent even though he was ethnically Chinese. You, Radhika. Yeah, well, I am thinking. What was I thinking? Has there been a mistake? Can I do this? Is this too difficult? It is what girls like me to do. The boys in front of me jumped up in confidence. I, on the other hand, triple guessed and quadruple guessed myself. Minnie, will you be supportive and be quiet for once? I took a deep breath. Yeah, I accept, I said. I signed the offer letter and felt a surge of excitement. I wanted to share this with someone. I decided to call home later when India woke up. However, Mom and Dad would have little idea about my achievement. Dibu, I said as I called him after I left Jani's office. I got distressed debt. Didn't I say you could do it? Yeah, you did. We will see if I can last. What are you doing? You will do amazing. I am at work, busy with a presentation. We are meeting tomorrow, right? Yeah, can it be my treat? Training ended. I did make it to the best group. I think we should celebrate. Sure, I can't wait, Dibu said. I made another important call, completely bare. I want to book a waxing appointment. Champagne, madam, just as you ordered, the waiter said. He poured 2 glasses and kept the bottle in an ice bucket. We had come to Aqua Grill at Soho, the restaurant specialized in seafood. Dibu had told me he used to have fish with every meal back home in Kolkata. We chose the set dinner. The waiter arrived with an appetizer made of salmon and asparagus. This is amazing, Dibu sighed. You like seafood. That is why I chose this place, I said. He nodded and grinned, his mouth full of food. I found his curly hair, beard and smile more adorable every time I met him. My dress ended high on my thighs. I had not eaten any lunch to avoid love handles. I wondered if he noticed. We have seen each other every week since the first time we met, right? He said. I gazed at his lips. Yes, we have. But why haven't we kissed yet? Is it wrong for a girl to think that? Should he be asking me that instead? Where are the rules? What are you thinking? Dibu said. He snapped his fingers as I didn't respond. Yeah, oh, nothing. Just nervous about my new assignment, I guess. How Can a girl admit she is thinking about kissing? Isn't that what super sluts do? Relax. You can crack anything. You are really smart. One of the smartest people I have met. I looked at him. Wow, a man who acknowledged a woman's smartness. Now I want to kiss him even more. Are you going to make a movie, Dibu? Or will you keep eating that shrimp cocktail in the martini glass? I brought my legs close and enjoyed their smoothness against each other. Dibu, make the right moves. And you could be a really happy man tonight. Distressed debt. Sounds scary, though, Dibu said. How do I change the topic from distressed debt to my amazingly vexed legs? I couldn't. I drained my champagne glass. It is, I said. You have no negotiate with hard-nosed business owners. They sometimes refuse to pay the bank. You have to seize properties. Squeeze out value. Wow, Debu said. Doesn't sound like a regular banker on a desk job. Yeah, I said. Also, there are hardly any women in the team. It is a men's job. What nonsense, Debu said. Why can't a woman do it? They are better negotiators. I like this man a lot. Go on, Debu. He continued. It is all this bullshit men spread to scare women out of a role or position. Fact is, men are shit scared of talented women like you. Thanks, Debu. Okay, I had a challenge. Bitter than distressed debt tonight. I had to answer. Debu made a move on some naughtiness could happen. Of course, because I am a woman, I somehow also had to pretend to be innocent, as if I had no role to play in making anything happen. I had to steer him without him realizing he had been steered. The waiter brought us our final course of codfish, served with miso sauce. Wow, Dibu said as he took a bit. Best fish I have ever tasted. In fact, maybe the best thing I have ever tasted. Yeah, well, there is still dessert. Save the best for the last, I said. Was that double meaning? Fuck, don't slutify yourself. He laughed. Did he get the reference? You know, Bongs and Mishti. He said. No, he didn't. Be careful. Always give out a chaste, good Indian girl vibe. How is work? I said. It is great. Under Armour. Account is almost in, he said and crossed his fingers. I am sure it will come in, I said. It will be my first big win. My boss said if I get it, I get promoted to senior creative associate. That sounds a lot cooler than distressed debt associate, he laughed. You get the bucks. That is cool enough, he said. Somehow, I never wanted to discuss the money I made with Dibu. I had to shift the topic back to him. Under Armour is a cutting-edge brand. I saw their store yesterday. Great stuff, I said. I can't wait to work on their campaign. We had a dark chocolate mochi cake with orange sauce as our last dish. Great choice of restaurant, Radhika, Dibu said. At first I thought this place is too fancy, but look at the food, wow. We finished our meal and the bill arrived. The waiter handed it to Dibu, but I plucked it from his hand. I had told Dibu it would be my treat. I had a quick look. The bill came to $200. I placed the cash in the bill folder and handed to the waiter. It is a lot, Dibu said. It is, isn't it? Why did you spend so much? Look, I wanted to celebrate with you, my only true friend in New York. So thank you for being there. I held my champagne glass high. He did the same and made a toast. Congratulations to my talented friend Radhika, who will kick us at a distressed debt and show the men how it is done, he said. We decided to walk from Aqua Grill to the Benjamin Hotel. A half an hour stroll from the depot could get a direct for train to Brooklyn. I had 30 minutes to get this man to make a move. A part of me wanted to scream, "Oh Dibu, just kiss me already." Of course, a lifetime of brainwashing to be a good Indian girl would never allow me to do that. He didn't make my move. However, he did say amazing things on our walk. It is really important that women do well. It sets an example for other younger women. It inspires them, he said. Who am I inspiring? I said, my mind filled with alternate thoughts. Did he notice my legs yet? Did dinner make my stomach less flat? Are my boobs in place? Can this gay walk slower so I can keep up in my heels? Of course, you are an inspiration to your younger cousins. For example, I am sure they will see their Radhika Didi and want to be like her. I laughed. What? He said. I don't know. My sister Aditi has more fans. She barely graduated. She knows makeup and clothes. Why better than me though? That is when Tibu said something even better than the amazing things he had said about my work and intelligence. You have great taste in clothes, he said. Oh, I love this man. He must be partially blind, but I love this man. Really? I said. I found it hard to take a compliment that didn't involve grades or job interviews. Yeah, you have this subtle, understated style, this red dress, pardon me, but what? I said. Is it ripped somewhere? I thought in horror, pardon me, but it make you look so hot, he said. Oh Dibu, bless him, gods, give him any advertising account he wants. For the first time in my life, apart from when I had fever, I had been associated with the word hot. Someone in this world found me hot. Hot fuck, Radhika, someone called you hot. My soul break danced inside me. Really? I said, my tone as casual as possible, even as I fished for more. Yeah, you don't mind me saying that, I hope. Do I mind? Bring it on, dude. We have 10 more minutes to reach the hotel. Please keep praising me. The shallower the better. Make it only about clothes, looks and legs. Those are the compliments I miss, of course. I have to say it in a way that he doesn't think I am too keen. No, I don't mind. Usually we talk about more intellectual and work-related stuff. It is strange, but no, it is okay. Curious to see how you men think. I said and giggled like an idiot. I think you have a nice figure, he said. Which part? Which part? I wanted to scream in excitement. Do you like my waist's boobs? As B. Articulate Dibu. Really, I said, dragging out the word, as if I never expected this. I punched his shoulders. Subtle encouragement and fake shyness all rolled into one. Yeah, your legs. I mean, you have nice legs. Oh, so that is all you like about me? Desperate, lame, stupid. What was that, Radhika? I told myself as I fished. Oh, I didn't just fish. I sent a fishing team with a trailer to catch a shipload. No, no, I like your face too. Your hair, your eyes, your whole personality actually. Yeah, now you will say all this. It is about the legs, right? It better be about the legs. I paid $100 too. Completely bare. No, no, sorry, I mean, relax, Dibu. I am kidding, I said and squeezed his warm hand. I didn't want to let go of it. However, I didn't want to do it to count as a move either. Why do we girls have to follow so many rules? If he likes my old personality, why can't I be fully me? I released his hand. We walked past a Barnes and Noble bookstore and had to cross a traffic signal. He used it as an excuse to hold my hand. We crossed the road together. He didn't release my hand afterward. I gave him a sideways glance. He smiled at me. My sister is considered the prettier one actually, I said. I find that quite hard to believe, unless she is Miss Universe or something. I smiled at his indirect compliment. I felt like running my fingers through his curly hair. He continued, actually, even if she is Miss Universe, I find you really pretty. Sweet lies. They do have a place in my life. I sighed. Thanks, Dibu, I said. We reached the Benjamin Hotel. We had made some progress. We had held hands, but only that. Did I intimidate him? Did he totally lie, but actually not find me attractive? Is he scared? So this is where I live. Train stop is right there. I pointed at the subway sign. Sure, he said. I had a great time. Thanks for the treat. You are welcome, I said bye. My heart sunk a bit. I didn't want him to go. Hey, just one thing. Doesn't have to be today, he said. Yeah, I said. You have your sister's photo in your room? Wanted to check. I am sure. The claim that she is prettier is false, he said. Was that a move? He mentioned my room. Did he want to come upstairs? Or he could technically want me to go up and bring down some pictures. Heck, I had Aditi Didi's photos on my phone. So is this a move? Will someone tell me please? I smiled at him. No, really, Dibu said. That is sweet. So are you pretty? I laughed. No, handsome, smart, creative too. Thanks, he said. Okay, I think I have some photos on my laptop upstairs. You want to come up? I said. Chapter 8. No way, Dibu said. She is not prettier than you. Oh, come on, I said. Aditi Didi is so nice looking. Listen, sure she is, but not more than you. No way, you have better features. That is not what my mother led me to believe, I said. Must be the Punjabi thing. The waiter, the skin. The prettier, the person. Nonsense, he said, somewhat agitated. We sat on an edge of the hotel bed, my laptop in the middle. I had a 2-year-old family album open on the screen. All my life, I have been this nerdy, studious girl. Aditi Didi is considered the looker. Sorry, she is your sister, but she dressed like she is going to a party, even for random family pictures at home. She is like that, I said. You did wear horrible glasses though, Dibu said. I laughed. I switched to contacts a year ago, I said, and pointed to a picture of my family in our living room. That is Dad, simple, quiet man. Just doesn't want people in society to say anything critical of him. This is my mother. Dominates Dad totally. Dibu examined the pictures as I spoke again. I miss home, I said. Seeing these pictures, I miss India. I want to watch TV serials with my mother and do nothing. says the new hotshot distressed debt banker. Too late, girl, Dibu laughed. I made a mock sad face. I need a hug. Move things forward, Dibu. Do I have to give you an instruction manual? It is a sweet family, Dibu said. It is, I said. I wanted to start the conversation with short, boring replies. A purred silence led to many interesting things. Unfortunately, certain intellectual Bengali men don't often get the hint. Have you read The Beauty Myth by Naomi Wolf? Dibu said. No. What is that? A landmark feminist book. It talks about how women are culturally bullied into feeling conscious about their looks all the time, he said. Really? Well, to a certain extent it is true, I said. Yeah. Do men compare their physical with their siblings so much? I guess not. At another time or place, like at one of our Friday dinners, I would have liked to engage in this intellectually stimulating conversation. Not now. I had other thing on my mind. Exactly, he said. She says it is a way for men to control women and my feet are killing me. I interrupted him. I removed my shoes. I brought my feet upon the bed. My short dress inched up a little further on my thighs. Dibu forgot his chain of thought. I guess there are ways for women to control men too. Sorry, what were you saying? I said. I squeezed and released my toes. He said. Nothing. I will give you the book. Not used to walking long distance in heels, I said. Do you want me to give you a foot massage? He said. And the Republic Day Bravery Award finally goes to Debashish Sen. I wanted to announce. Really, I said. You know how to. It was one of those stupid things girls sometimes say. We know it is stupid, but we say it anyway to act naive or whatever. I loved his hands so on my feet. Oh, that is nice, I said. He pressed my feet timidly, as if I would get up and slap him any second. He massaged my shins. His hands slowly moved up to my knees. I didn't stop him. Do you have lotion? He said. I pointed to the bedside table. He took a bottle of moisturizer and splashed it on my feet. I jerked as the cold lotion touched my skin. He put his warm hand on my leg. He moved them in a sliding motion from shin to knee. I closed my eyes. I could feel his hands reach above my knees. Nobody had ever touched me there before, unless you count the waxing torture chamber lady. Tingle of pressure ran up my thighs. He became bolder every minute, going higher. We didn't exchange a word. He reached the seam of my dress. His fingers danced tantalizingly upon my thighs. Is this all moving too fast? A voice within me said. Heck, I didn't can. Is it okay? Dibu said. I nodded. I opened my eyes. I signaled him to bring his face closer to mine. He leaned forward. Our lips met. I kissed for the first time in my life. I could feel he had bottled up his desire too. His lips refused to leave mine. Our tongues touched. I lost track of time, space, and orientation.